Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Juliana. I'm an accountant and I'm an accountant who loves makeup, especially colorful makeup. And as you can see on my hair today, it's quite colorful. So I use the Glamshop Paprika palette and I used one shade from their Ciepla palette. So this is the Paprika palette and this is what it looks like on the inside. One thing I always hate is when companies use the same background of shades as the same color. It doesn't bring out the shades quite as much as it should have, but don't be deceived. These shadows are beautiful, they are pigmented, and I'm just going to do quick swatches before we get into the demo of this look. So these are the swatches of the top row, and this is what they look like. Beautiful. This is where I used to blend out all the shades of my lid, and that's the main shimmer on my outer lid as you will see in the demo. So that is the first row, and these are the swatches of the middle row. Let's see what it looks like on my hand. So that's the second row. This is the main shimmer I have on my lid, the one in the middle, and that's the second row, and this is the last row. Let's see how they swatch. Oh, beautiful. Especially this orange shade, so beautiful. So that's the last row. I'm gonna swatch this two shimmers side by side because they kind of look similar, but they are not really similar. So this is the one I have in the center of my lid, and that's the one that I kind of used to blend, the one on the center of my lid to the wine. Look how beautiful and shiny and reflective they are. They are so beautiful. I mean, look at my eyes. Alright, this is the Ciepla palette, and that white shade is what I used right in my inner corner. And let's see what it swatches like. It's actually very delicate, so you kind of like have to press down on the shade, and this is what it looks like. So it's kind of just white, really. Look at that. And that's it swatched. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful shadows. Let me just see what the name is called. Oh, there are no names on this one. Let me check the back. Yeah, there are no names, but it is the whitish shade right here, which you can't see because again the palette is white. But let me just see if I can bring it closer. Yeah, there it is, that shade. Beautiful. Okay, now that you've seen the swatches of the Paprika palette, now let's go ahead and jump into the demo of the palette. Okay, my eyes are already primed, by the way, primed by the P. Louise Rumors Base 3. I'm gonna lay this shade all over my eyes, and it's called Chili. Now these shadows are very dry, so you have to be very careful, and there's a lot of kick up in the pan as well, so be very, very careful. Right now I'm just laying the shade all over my lid. I'm trying to avoid my inner lid as well, right there, because I want to put a lighter shade in there. So for now, just below my crease and all over my lid, I'm putting the shade Chili. Going into the shade Chili again, but with a pencil brush. So I'm going to lay that down over the 3/4 of my lower lid. Alright, now going into the shade Paprika with a flat brush. I'm going to put that in my inner corner on my top lid, as well as the lower lid, just where they join right here. And I'm going to meet that up and blend with the shade Chili. All I'm doing is patting the brush onto my lid, because that's how you work with pigments or any dry shadows. You just pat, you don't kind of swipe. If you swipe, you will get patches. So just pat and let the brush and the eyeshadow primer do their work. Alright, taking Paprika with a dense blending brush, is dense because I wanted to still pack on the color as well as blend. And now taking that same dense brush into the shade Piepzin. Well, that's the shade right here. Again, all I'm doing is patting. I am not swiping. I'm just patting it over it. Patting it over Paprika. And now going back into Paprika with that same brush and bringing back the orange on my crease. Alright, final matte. I'm gonna go into this shade. I can't pronounce it, but it's the darkest shade in the palette. So I'm gonna lay that down. I'm just laying that down on the outer corner of my eye, and I'm also gonna take it onto my upper lid. I'm gonna go back into that dark shade, but with a different brush. So this is like a slanted, I want to call it flat brush. And I like it because it's quite precise. I'm just going to do exactly what that pencil brush did. But this time around, I'm going to bring it more into my upper lid. Going back with that dense blending brush, I mixed both that dark shade and chili together. And I'm going to use that to blend out that dark shade. Alright, I think I'm good with the matte now. The next thing now is to start applying the shimmer. Alright, as usual, I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics Base Booster. And I'm going to put that all over my upper lid and my lower lid. Everywhere I want shimmers to be, I'm going to lay down that glitter glue. Alright, first going into the shade Tabasco. And by the way, I'm going to be spraying all the shimmers. So laying that down on my lower lid, just at the front. So that's Tabasco. And I'm going to quickly blend it with Paprika. And now I'm going into the shade Na Ostro. It's this shade right here. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And I'm going to use my fingers. So I'm going to lay that down on the outer edge of my lid. Now going into the shade called Piri Piri, which is this orange right here. And I'm going to put that in the middle of my lid. Right here. And I'm also taking that orange shimmer right on top of just above my crease, like a halo high, just extending it up. Going back into the darkest shimmer, I'm going to use that to tidy up the edges of the orange, and I'm going to do that on both sides, so both the edges towards my inner corner and my outer corner. Now going back into this orange and yellow shade, I'm going to put that in my inner corner. So that's going right here. Now finally going into this Ciepla palette, and I'm only using one shade here, and it's the whitish shade. So I'm going to lay that down just over the gold to kind of give this same effect here. So laying that right in the V, that little V in the corner of my eye is where I'm going to lay this shade. So that's it basically for the eye look. I'm just going to go apply my eyeliners and my lashes, and I'll be right back to show you what the finished look looks like. Alright guys, I'm back and this is the finished look. So I use Colourpop Peach Falls in my waterline and the Glamlite liquid eyeliner for my wing, and then I can't remember the name of the lashes. But this is the finished look, and I'm just going to zoom you in so you can see it closely. Okay, this is the look. So this is the end of the demo of the Paprika palette. So this is the look I created with it. As with my thoughts on the palette is quite powdery, and every time I dip a brush in, it kind of leaves a kickback. As you saw when I was doing my hair, even with the fallout, I was able to brush it off easily. And the reason why I didn't have as much fallout is because of the method I used to apply my eyeshadow. As you saw, I lay down my shadows as opposed to swipe it all over my eye. If I had done the method of swiping it, I would have had fallout all over my eyes. But patting it, if you prefer to do your makeup first, it's preferable when it comes to this palette because it does have a lot of fallouts. But apart from that, it's extremely pigmented. The shimmers, the mattes, they're extremely pigmented. Beautiful. I like it, and it's my sort of color. If you know me, you know I love red and orange, and this is a combination of red and orange, so it's a beautiful palette as far as I'm concerned. So I had been waiting to use this palette, so I'm not disappointed because, I mean, palette fallout is neither here or there. As long as it's pigmented, as long as it doesn't cause patchiness for me, I am fine with it. So my take on it, beautiful palette, and definitely worth buying, especially if you're buying it on sales. So that's it, guys. That's my take on the Paprika palette from Glamshop. I hope you've enjoyed this demo. If you have, please like this video, share it, and consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, I'll see you.